Hello YouTubers, this is the Noobifier and welcome to another no bullshit video about the reworked Cutlass, the Rocky development, and what you can expect. Alright, so the Cutlass is one of the very first original concept ships. It was a light cargo medium fighter that offered unlimited multi-crew gameplay compared to some of the available ships at the time. The price was reasonable for a tough, agile ship that was seen as the one that could do it all. The sale literature even implied that a good crew could take on a Hornet or two and still come out on top. This was a strange time in game development when citizens were super excited and there was hardly anything to do but talk. We had weekly updates but no shortage of forum speculation. The hype ballooned as questions were answered. The Cutlass was shaping up to be a future balanced nightmare that could never live up to people's expectations. The official commercial was great, but it further exaggerated the backers' expectations. The ship seemed elegant and nimble, easily killing an enemy without even firing a shot. I must have personally bought and melted a Cutty 4 times since becoming a citizen. My own love and hate for this ship is very real. After what I saw in the live stream, I have one once again, and it's a part of my fleet now, probably for good. I'm happy that even though it isn't a Hornet killer, it finally offers the player a fantastic value for the types of gameplay that it was said to possess. Without getting too deep into the story, I'm going to glance over the last 3 years because it's important for new citizens to see how far the game has come. The basic design was doomed from the start. 2 massive articulating engines mounted as far back as possible. Star Citizen uses calculated mass and thruster output to provide that flight model. So what that means is, if it's going to work in game, it would have to work in real life. The configuration is the same effect as trying to balance a pencil on your finger. The center of gravity would never be correct, and this was made worse if you consider that the cargo mass would never be the same from run to run. The job of modeling it was subcontracted out to a company. It didn't live up to the expectations, and we now had a very cool piece of hangar art. Christmas almost 2 years ago, the Cutlass was released as flight ready. It was less than impressive. The overall design ensured that the flight would always be difficult, and even though it was adjusted several times, it's currently still a handful. Not a complete write-off, but definitely not a space ballerina. A major rework was announced quite some time ago, and a promise was made that everything would be made right. So a main part of the appeal was that the Cutty came in 3 variants: the black, the red, and the blue. The original black was the base model, which is the classic rum runner concept. The red was the ambulance search and rescue, and the blue is for law enforcement with a domed cockpit glass and room for a larger shield generator. They are modular, and with the recent modularity that we've seen out of CIG, what it will offer is some specialized capability. The rework was first demonstrated during the anniversary livestream, and when I saw it, all I could think of was hell yes. It looked meaner and properly thought out. Large utility doors and a wide ramp make sense because that'll work for everything from cargo to assaulting. The dividing bulkheads and crew quarters are a great use of the larger space. It'll also carry a Dragonfly, which could multiply the gameplay options. The most important change was the weapon upgrades. 4 size 3 plus 2 more on the turret sounds like a fantastic loadout. My mind instantly thought about the flashfire mount, which replaces the turret. The pilot trades the turret for a large fixed weapon. With that in mind, this craft might prove to be a sweet spot for solo citizens. The Cutlass buff is then the right direction for the ship. With the update, I see a wide range of missions from basic cargo running, terrestrial combat support, boarding operations, and just a fantastic all-purpose craft. Is the Cutty a Vanguard replacement? No, it will not have the protection or mobility, but it will trump on versatility with the cargo. And you don't have to be a CIG employee to see that it's going to go up in price next time we see it. The Starfarer grew up to 300 and the Caterpillar grew up to 295. I feel that the updated Cutlass is going to see a jump from 100 to 150, so if you want one, you might want to think about picking it up now. I hope that you got something out of this rundown of the rocky life of the Drake Cutlass. Please share it with your friends and org mates. My goal is to grow this channel, and I can't do that without the help of citizens like you. Fly safe, and I'll see you in the verse.